We had the CEO of Orsted USA. Orsted is, of course, the huge Danish company, but we talk, it's been around forever. And we know that there's a lot riding on wind power, particularly in the Northeast, for decarbonization, particularly since we don't have a ton of solar opportunities out here. 2023, pretty awful year for the industry. And it is really cliche alert, but that perfect storm of very specific supply chain constraints, plus all of renewables are so dependent on the financial environment, and so much is upfront
So the
cost.
rate change, yeah. Tracy, changed this?
The interest rates were a huge headache you think about a business that's basically all about capital investment and building these massive things. So immediately the maths changed very significantly, and that's why you saw a lot of canceled projects, a lot of write-downs. But the other thing that happened, and Tom, I know you like to talk about this, but we talk a lot about the failure of traditional macroeconomics to understand the way the world really works sometimes. One of the things that David Hardy was talking about with us was this idea that they were basically sending the demand signal to their suppliers, saying that we need more of these things. We need more ships. We need more of those giant, blades that go on the turbines. But because of the actual time scale involved in building these things, you don't get that immediate supply response. And I think this is something that, we were in Jackson Hole together last year, that central bankers are only just beginning to appreciate that sometimes the demand signal doesn't work the way you think it's going to in classical economics.
Damian, your grand banks you've got, the 48-foot. I mean, you named it not in my backyard. You got wind power up where you are?
Tracy's talking about Jackson Hole and Davos and all these wonderful places that she and Joe get to go to. And all I want to talk about is Roaring Kitty. I want to talk about a good friend of the show, Luke Kawa, who was on Odds Lot just a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we're an hour out from the Bank of Canada, for those listening. Talk to us a little bit about meme stocks. What is going on there? And by the way, let's be clear, Odd Lots is for real financial professionals. So I'm just asking meme stocks because Luke Kawa was on. Yeah, let's hear about it.
We had a whole discussion with Luke. Luke was the perfect person to talk about this because he was one of the first people at Bloomberg who sort of took Wall Street bets seriously.
That's right.
And he wrote a cover story back when no one knew what that subreddit actually was. And it's kind of funny if you go back and read it now because he's trying to explain some of the terminology that is used in that particular forum. But of course, everyone knows it now. The interesting thing about the current meme stock rally is, despite all this activity from Roaring Kitty, it's kind of fizzled out relatively quickly.
Yeah.
We saw the big spike in GameStop. It's up a little bit yesterday off the back of the additional news, but it's not as nuts as before.